And I love how you shared that because I think it's important. I think sometimes when we have that encounter, and when you think about the stages of faith, right? I think no matter what, and no matter what level you are, and what position you are, and how long, right, you've known Christ or you've been in a relationship with Jesus, at one point or another, you've gone through a very tough situation, and spiritual warfare is real. And so we know that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but you've gone through a situation where it shakes you, right? And it could plant a little bit of that doubt, that seed of doubt.
Right.
And so it could lead us to sometimes get distracted or sometimes stray away or pull us away from serving God or whatever the case may be. And so at any point, I think we all go through that. But you just mentioned something. If we just stay connected, if we just stay true to continuing to serve Him, continuing to read His Word, continuing to remain in Him, right?
Right.
Then that's how we're able to to build upon our faith. And I love Psalm 77 because I remember we were having a Bible study at the church, and this is what we talked about is, man, you know, when you're faced with adversity or challenges or trials or tribulations and you are lacking faith, or you're doubting, if you just go back to read His Word, it'll remind you of His promises. And I love Psalm 77 because it's talking about, you know, pretty much it's Asaph saying this, but he's talking about how, God, why have you left me? And he's in turmoil and he's suffering, and so he's pretty much questioning God. And then he starts turning it around, and he's like, but then I recalled all you have done. And I think I love that because when we do have that seed of doubt, well, take a moment and take a step back, right? And start thinking about what God has done in your life. If you go back to the most desperate situation, maybe there was a lot of devastation, a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma. If you go back, well, did you overcome? Where are you now in that walk? Maybe you're not where you want to be,
Right.
maybe you're not where you want to be, but you're alive, you're here, you made it, you overcame. And so that's why we have to stay in His Word, because if we're not reminded, if we don't go back and even recall His Word to help us remind us of what He has done for us, well, then you're just going to sit there and continue to allow that doubt, that seed of doubt that's been planted in your head to grow and grow and
Become a
grow.
wedge between
It'll
you and
become a
God.
wedge.
Yes.
It'll get in the way.
Right.
It'll hinder you from your relationship with Him. It'll hinder you with your perception, your action, with everything.